Hi folks, it's me, Klaus from World of Easy Decisions. For today, vegan versus carnivore. Never heard about carnivore? It's easy. It's the opposite of vegan. Means only meat, no vegetables. Only is important. These two eating patterns seems quite extreme. Yes, let's take a look on this. As you can see, only around 1 to 2% choose these extreme ways of eating. So why we talk about it? Firstly, if you want to explore a topic where you are not an expert, it's helpful to start by examining the extremes of the spectrum. Secondly, eating meat and/or vegetable is a very controversial topic. Discussions about it usually centered in morals and ethics than in practical reasons. And maybe this leads to the question, should I reduce or even stop eating meat? Let's dive in and see what's left after this video. Vegan versus carnivore. We have 4 parts to approach this: ethics, environment, health, problems and risks. Ethics. It's a very personal issue. But one point we can't deny: if we live, our actions will affect other lives, even causing harm. The choice is yours. But if you eat meat, it means animals have been killed. But think about agriculture. If you only eat plants, insects and small creatures have been killed too. And don't forget, you will kill plants. I like this, sorry. In the end, we have to accept that plants are living beings too. The decision where you set your own boundaries, it's totally up to you. But don't forget, that's just your limit. It does not mean it goes for everyone else. Important, before we start, and to be clear, the following numbers are my numbers. In Science of Food, you will find a bunch of studies and numbers. And they tell you, depending on who made it, totally opposite things and conclusions. So in this video, you won't find a bunch of links to other studies. We did our own research trying to look at completely different perspectives. Let's talk a few seconds about sources and bust another myth. Think about this. Does it mean if I name sources, the numbers become true? No, nonsense. There are so many changes over the years, especially in nutritional science. And those so-called sources became worthless. Or even worse, they get copied and finally became truths. Now onto a hotly debated topic: environment. What is your emotion when you see these pictures? Leave a comment. I would love to see what you think about it. Back to the topic, environment. The common sense in the moment is that raising cows, for example, impacts the environment more than producing plants. But is plant-based food really more efficient? Does it need less land to produce the same amount of calories? Let's assume we want to produce 1 million kilocalories. It's enough to go easily through for one adult for 1 year. First, a short research will show you to get 1 million kilocalories for animal food, you need 0.61 hectares. To get 1 million kilocalories from plant-based, 0.13 hectares. You see, it's 4.5 times more land you need to produce meat. But wait, the numbers implies that when you eat meat, you use about 50% of the cow. If you eat carnivore, it's at least 75%. So land for cows drops down to 0.41 hectares. Next and most important point. This number 0.41 assume that fewer than 2 cows doing nothing that eating grass. And the human influence, machines and all this is nearly zero. The plant number, this 0.13, this very small number comes out when you do intensive agriculture, means with machines, fertilizer and so on. If we do it in a comparable kind of 2 cows on a meadow, we should at least practice organic agriculture. Agree? So it's the double number of land you need, 0.26 hectares. Lead is melting. Now the last point to make this comparison fair is bioavailability. In simple terms, bioavailability means how much of nutrient or a substance your body can really use, or how much mass you need to get enough. In science, you will find a wide range between 50% up to 300 in favor of meat. We take 50%, so 0.26 hectares. Wow, what a surprise! It's a tie. Means no winner using less land. Health. I want to talk about nutrients and proteins. Nutrients are the tiny building blocks in our food that provide our body with energy and material it needs to function. If we got too less or too much, it leads to problems. We call it undernutrition or overnutrition. Let's dive into it and evaluate these essential nutrients in terms of availability and absorption. You remember we rate with stars. Proteins are like superpower fuel for our muscle and organs. Iron is like the VIP access for oxygen in our blood. B vitamins are the superheroes of our energy metabolism. Vitamin D, known as the sunshine vitamin. Dietary fibers act as the diligent waste disposal team. Antioxidants are like the bodyguards that protects our cells. Omega-3 fatty acids are like the superheroes, a lot of heroes, for our heart and brain. Zinc, it's like the construction worker welds everything together. You see, both sides have risks in terms of undernutrition or overnutrition. But now to the final part, problems and risks. Factory farming. This horrible situation, we all know we should do our best to finish this. Intensive farming. It doesn't look as bad as factory farming, but remember, killing insects, small creatures, using fertilizers, machines and so on. This also, it's not what I have in mind when I think about be kind to nature. If you compare these extreme forms of production, the answer is easy. As more we avoid these two extreme forms, as more quality rises. By the way, there are numerous forms between these two extremes for raising cows or cultivating plants. And we have the capacity to easily feed 8 billion people without these extreme forms. Health risks. On one side, the vegan side, we do have the risk of undernutrition. On the other side, the carnivore side, we do have the risk of overnutrition. You remember mixed eating patterns? Substitutes. Just read the list of ingredients in quasi-meat. Does it sound healthy? Don't think so. But hey, sausages also have a lot of unknown substance. And carnivore doesn't eat sausages. Anyway, I think this is a phenomenon of the vegan side. At least I never heard about a carnivore asking for meat looking like a carrot. Did you miss the topic climate? Stay tuned, there will a special video coming up for this. Please note, our assumptions are not set in stone, but in my opinion, both extreme eating patterns carry some risks, and it does not give a clear advantage for the environment. By the way, these two different food production styles can help each other and become even more effective. Overall, my advice: eat what your body tells. Practice listening to your body. I love to discover different food styles, and if we have this in mind, we can be kind to nature and our health. So folks, share this video to a lot of people to help discovering some secrets and to open the minds on this very much discussed topic. Follow us, like us, leave comments if you agree or disagree. We love to learn. And most important, don't forget to have fun. See you soon!